like I'm a winter soldier. No girlfriend, no scully to my molder. I'll pull on the depends fully when I'm older and still get checked like a door on gets older. Focus Gold Ranger hater, pink trying to domesticate. Masticate, I get it straight, so I ain't gonna masturbate. Swapping riding, sinking low, faster than my own self-hate. Think I pull like Ricky Bobby, but I'm bagging Ricky Lake. It's just a journey that I'm on. I fuck a lot, don't tell my mom. I suck at bills cause weed's the bomb, and I like the girls when they get that green on. She did something hard to swallow, leaving me borrowed Jordan Swine's line new identity. Now I'm back to a future where it's just me in a world of
They call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on.
They call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
Like the economy, don't call it a recession, cause 1% think it's great and the rest of y'all can lay off. I'm guessing sticking to dick jokes at nearly 40s childhood regression. When the fuck is the payoff? Clearly shorty was a better term than bitches, but when situations got us digging ditches just to pay some bills, we fix it back to burning witches when we should be burning corporations, but we bridges down fixing for pills. But who cares, cause I can make it still be the 1%. Ain't that the thrill? That'll fix it all. Let bears and bulls do their will, but it bears repeating, we full ass can't pay our bills still. Gotta keep the hope alive. American dreams for American lives. You forget your woes when I shuck and jive, and if that doesn't work, scroll me on by. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time.
Got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Sure, we may not be healthy, but we're cuter than a selfie. Pure like romance market, self-pleasuring, multi-level market selling. It's telling how we're always faulty on the shelf, but still be fucking. Funky knows now Tory spelling. Let's do Polly, Mary Shelley. Frankly, every dime of Ben Science money couldn't buy the kinds of things I feel inside whenever you are by my side. Hell, let's play shell games with our feelings. I'm on your line, just keep on reeling. You might be null, so fake's appealing. Stay in the weeds like Kevin Nealon. Heaven only knows what I would be without you. Feel big love like I'm Bill Paxton, but I'm broke like Brian Wilson. Should I hold on like his daughter? Is that lining up for slaughter? Need time for wounds to cauterize, so we hit heights like my alma mater. This is how it goes. Love is always messy. Gotta confess the best me probably can't see how to be a we when you keep me guessing. I want to stress that this is a bad situation for me. I should break up with you, but I don't wanna, cause got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. And you like your body. Well, they say I'm on the rebound. Boy, your name is Ben Wallace. Be like Shaq and dunk it back, cause maybe I'm the tallest. But flawless I am not, so I'm questioning that shot. Like Big Ben shooting free throws, but you're really fucking hot. So what do they know? I'm not wounded just because they say so. Wounds will bruise me, sure there's pain, but I always say I'm like a volcano. Can we be the same though? Not a simple yes or say no when you're clogged up on this dude like your life needs fucking Drano. It's insane though. He treats you like shit, and you can't quit it. Now I've really stepped in it, cause I should, but I'm not going to, because got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body. And you like my body. And you like my body. Got a good fit, and you like my body.
call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I've got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on. Murder on the beat like Godzilla slaying Tokyo. Just left your girlfriend sheets. Boomerang, Rufio. Hooked her on this beat, Sonic. She was never saying no. Roll 20 on her tabletop, but she got some booty though. Chronic for the ones with positronic brains that wanna laugh that fuck that run but positive. The ones that let you do that kept so positronic. If I'm honest, Betty well will probably still be here the night I leave this cruel demonic world and want me Sonic. Losing brings are worse than me. Like that one piece losing king, I'm out to find that booty, Nami's on it. So what you say out that COVID quarantine? And you're looking good to me. Wanna let me in that Polly Pocket?
Lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I've got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on. Fucking trends like I'm a winter soldier. No girlfriend, no Scully to my molder. I'll pull on the Depends fully when I'm older and still get checked like a door on its folder. Focus Gold Ranger hit a pink try to domesticate. Masticate, I get it straight, so I ain't gonna masturbate. Swapping ride and sinking low faster than my own self-hate. Think I pull like Ricky Bobby, but I'm bagging Ricky Lake. It's just a journey that I'm on. I fuck a lot, don't tell my mom. I suck at bills cause weed's the bomb, and I like the girls when they get that green on. She did something hard to swallow, leaving me. Borrowed drugs and flying blind, you in my density. Now I'm back to a future where it's just me in a world of
Call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
I've got some problems, but I'm really trying to move on. Yeah, move on.
They call me lonely, and I don't know why. I really don't think I'm such a lonely guy.
Like the economy, don't call it a recession, because 1% think it's great and the rest of y'all can lay off. I'm guessing sticking to dick jokes at nearly 40s childhood regression. When the fuck is the payoff? Clearly shorty was a better term than bitches, but when situations got us digging ditches just to pay some bills, we fix it back to burning witches when we should be burning corporations, but we bridges down fixing for pills. But who cares? Cause I can make it still be the 1%. Ain't that the thrill? That'll fix it all. Let bears and bulls do their will, but it bears repeating. We full ass can't pay our bills still. Gotta keep the hope alive. American dreams for American lives. You forget your woes when I shuck and jive, and if that doesn't work, scroll me on by. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time. Next video make you happy, you're sure this time. Next video make you happy, you're sure this time. The next video make you happy, you're sure this time.
Got a good bit.
Well, I am not my much prettier girlfriend, but you should stick around and watch what I'm doing anyways, cause I share some stream accounts with my much prettier girlfriend. But I think if you hang out, you'll find out that I am a share a Twitch account. Twitch.com/dorkspace. She's on it honestly most of the time. I'm sorry that I'm not the hottie that you were hoping to find. Pretty hot though, if I say so, just not the hottie you were looking for. But I'm playing every game on the Nintendo 64 and every Final Fantasy game that's come before. So please
Please stay and watch me. Por favor. I can't do this song anymore.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. Guess I don't need a comic box in my background. Unless I can put a turtle on him. There we go. Now we have a turtle friend. Hello. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the insanity of me slowly trying to beat Final Fantasy II. We hit 1 year, by the way. That happened on Tuesday. I got the little memory in all my social media of me being like, today's the day I finally get to start a new Final Fantasy game. That was 1 year ago this week that we started this process of playing Final Fantasy II. Burger says, nice beer, Jeff. Thank you, Burger. That means a lot coming for you. Mike says, I've never seen this intro before. Thank you. Yeah. We are FF2ing. Okay, so here's the thing. I can't shave this beard until we beat this game. I don't think it's for sure not happening today. The whole thought and plan my whole that move there. Sorry, somehow my chat moved on Twitch and it threw me off because I need everything to be like exactly the same at all times. There we go. Okay. So I can put this here and then see that. Yeah. I still need to finish FF1. I did that, I guess, a year ago this week, and now we're playing. Here's the thing, we're not gonna finish this today. The goal is to try to get in here, get the ribbon, and leave, which has been our goal for the last few weeks. Why is everybody a row back? Has everybody died? Okay, that's not gonna be helpful for us. We did that, you know, last week. We really struggled. We went in, we took about an hour and a half to get up to like close to where the ribbon was, and then we hit bad RNG and died. And so that is the goal, is to get deep enough in this dungeon. We can get the one ribbon in the game, which will basically prevent any kind of bad RNG stuff going forward, right? Because the ribbon, if you remember in Final Fantasy games, is what lets you basically be able to play the game without having status effects affect you. So theoretically speaking, if we can get the ribbon, which is protected by a tough boss battle, and get out with it, that will then insulate us further and further runs from bad RNG happening to us, because that's usually what happens, is we get some sort of status effect put on us. Quite the catch-20. Bad RNG is preventing you from getting the object that prevents bad RNG. Quite the catch-22. Yes. The thought process, though, is that if we can get out with that, it will we'll also have leveled up in the process a little bit, which will then, you know, make us, we're trying to get as much as we can the best setup for a clean run through this dungeon. And by this dungeon, I mean 2 dungeons. You have to make it through 2 straight dungeons to beat this game. Ether says, "OMG, sorry about that. I'm here. How are you? I'm good now that you're here." Burger says, "Happy Hades 2 release day." Yeah, it's Hades 2 release day and Silent Hill F release day. We will be on later tonight, playing Silent Hill F. Yeah. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that game is, and just to experience it with Selena. It should be a good time. Probably, sadly, an easier time than this. It's just gonna be its own thing. The goal to get the ribbon turned into the Silent Hiff. Yes. Wind Fife. No, thank you. The goal to get the ribbon became the goal to get the ribbon when we made it to the ribbon boss and then died, which made us think that maybe we were not ready for the end boss. To today, the day, probably not, unfortunately. There's always a chance, but I think if we have a clean run to where that chest is with the ribbon, I think we go for that instead. I think. I could always get there and we go, what if we didn't go for this chest and what if we just went for the end? That is a possibility. Good morning, Sam. I will say I did cheat the littlest bit on the beard, and I trimmed this stuff here. Oops, I know better than that. Because pieces of the beard were coming into my mouth as I was eating, and I was like, "This is disgusting. I don't know how people live this way." And then I had a little buzz across here. Reported to the beard police. It was, I just couldn't, I couldn't handle it. The first time I was like, what is that in my food? And I was like, oh, it's me. I'm in my food. I was like, no, I can't. Burger says you learned to deal with it. I'm always impressed by your beard, and then the occasional times you shave, I'm always so thrown off. And I'm like, that's not Burgers. Who's that? They also use combs and wax. Yeah, I don't have those things. I've had to like shampoo and condition, which as a bald man, I've not had to do in decades. Very confusing. That's how they live. I'm also growing mine out. Nice. See, I would be thrown off by that because the one time I met you IRL, you did not have a massive beard. So I just have chin straps and a very small goatee. That was me when I had hair. That was me for forever. I would do like I would often have no facial hair. If I had facial hair, I would just do the goatee thing. I was a big sideburns guy. I had sideburns for years. Apparently, you're not allowed to say Van Dyke. I went to allow it, but it disappeared, and then there was an actual cat person there. Hi, Shiki. Thank you. Appreciate you. Shiki's going for that top mod spot. I didn't even know she's here. Gunning for Sam's position. It literally shadow banned nerd. It was the second part of the name. Yeah. I mean, I'm aware that that's not a thing, but it's just interesting that itself. I guess like those things can't look for context. Hi, Saki. We're both here modding. Same along the message, and I've added the mod comment. We're both here, but nice. Yes. Good morning. Happy Hades and Silent Hill Day. We're a safe stream here, although we will be on playing Silent Hill later tonight, theoretically. As long as we can, you know, make at least $70 today, but we should be able to do that. No context checking, and just look for the word. Yeah, that makes sense. Saying hi to everyone. Aether's cackle name. His Catholic name is what? Aether Soggy Papa Burger Sketch. I like it. Makes sense to me. The Sword Across. Yeah. We're gonna try to go through. We're gonna try to get a ribbon. That ribbon will then ensure us a better path forward in future attempts. Presuming we can beat that boss, it'll also mean that we take whatever levels we gain from this run, get out. Last time we attempted this, we got about an hour into the, I think it's about an hour 20 to get to where the ribbon is, and died. So. You never gave Aether a middle name. Stuff like that's interesting. So like, our mascot for Rad Raptor Comics is RJ the Rad Raptor. And for a long time, like someone was like, his name should be RJ very early on. And I was just like, I don't know, maybe we'll do like a contest to name. And then just everyone started calling him RJ. And then he became RJ. Now, I have never to date figured out what the R and the J stand for. And never always thought that that was like lore that we'd fill out over time. But it's so funny to me how much stuff like that just kind of organically finds its way. Either be not afraid, Wolfen. Their special editions don't pull Libra. Oh, sorry. Shiki said, once I have breakfast, I have to adjust the formatting of my book. I've received 15 fucked up copies of my book yesterday. What's fucked up about them? Rad Jr. What's the RJ stand for? Rad. Justifiably. Rad justifiably Raptor. Please, Rad was my father. Yeah, I thought some of that would come out. We did a whole... For those of you unaware of my silly marketing, we came... About the time that Dork Duck was starting, we were coming out of a whole era where, for the first time, I, like, fully personified RJ as a red puppet. Red dinosaur puppet that I would just like do in bits in the store. He also rapped. It was a whole thing. And I kind of thought in that era that he would, you know, maybe some of that lore would get sewn up, but it did not. Tim says the Rad Raptor Rapture short from this week has been my new comic day. But yeah, it was solid. Some people, it's funny, are coming out of the woodwork very upset with me for that stuff. People I've not talked to in 30 years are like, Be like, real Christians didn't think the rapture was happening. Like, okay. Or my mother, it was actually sweet, but she put a bunch of Bible verses underneath that video to let Selena and I know that we would be led into heaven. So that was just interesting. It's just interesting when you do something very jokingly and people take it very earnest. They said that's so sweet. Yeah, it came from a very sweet place. It's like hard to be mad at. Tim said that I won't go to heaven, I have piercings, sent me. Yeah, it was pretty good. She is so stupidly funny, it's annoying. Because if ever, like, if I was to write that as a line, and I was like, okay, Selena, here's what I want you to say in this video. Like, I can't go to heaven, I have piercings. I would turn the camera on and she would just stare at it like, what, I'm just supposed to say it? And then she would have like a full-on crash out about what we were doing and what she was being asked to do and whatever. But then you just turn on the camera and have her talk and she's way funnier than... I spent years trying to do stand-up comedy and she's way funnier just as herself than I will ever be trying hard. He said that happens to me more times than I like to admit. I think it's because I'm so genuine, so people often take me seriously at the worst times. Yeah. She said, sorry, but whether or not it's the vocal minority, people falling for the Rapture trademark after Rapture number 35 in so many years is funny. Yeah, I will say in their slight defense, I don't think I've seen anyone super earnest about it. I've seen reactions to it more than I've seen, so I don't know if the earnest people are actually out there. If the earnest people are actually out there falling for it, then yes, but you're correct. Sam said, also the sharks are dinosaurs. What hard cut was great editing. On that note, I always feel bad with stuff like that because, like, I have enough editing chops to know that that was the funniest edit. But then as I was making said video, I saw that, and she explained herself after the fact, like what she meant by that. And my original cut of the video, even though I knew that was the funniest edit, I left that in because I feel bad sometimes when the video, again, because people take things for granted and take things earnestly. I feel bad when, like, the editing and the scope of the videos makes Lena look dumber than she actually is, because if you repeatedly do stuff like that, it could, like, have an effect either on the person themselves or on how people view the person, right? Even though I knew that was the funniest edit, I didn't do it at first. And then I had this rough, like, moment where I got to the end of my first pass, and the video was 3 minutes and 9 seconds, which, if you know anything about shorts on the internet, there's basically like this giant cliff that you fall off of after 3 minutes where half the places you would post those things you can't post them to. And when I looked, that bit that, like, creatively I knew I should have cut at anyways, was exactly 9 seconds. And then I sat there, I was like, I don't know quite what to do here, and I made the call that I made. Which is, like, maybe not the right one, but it was the funniest call. Ace said it's funny how that works out. James said it's very silly. Tiki said someone sold their house. That's so dumb. Mike says, I forgot you guys are going through the Rapture right now. We survived, or didn't. Sam said, I've said a lot of people doing Rapture just fake it for clout. Like so many people give away their cars and life savings. You never hear from the people receiving them, so I feel like a lot of people are just trying to sound good. Sam said, I thought it couldn't be longer than 3 minutes. Yeah, there's a couple places you can still post it if it's longer than 3 minutes. I think Facebook will let it. YouTube won't. And then Instagram will let you post it, but they turn it into a post instead of a... It's basically what YouTube does. Well, they'll allow it, but... Because I had one a couple weeks ago that I think I just chose not to do to YouTube because it was like... something kind of... We were talking about something slightly serious. I don't even remember now. And so I was like, I'll let this be longer, knowing that I can't do much with it. It said if the Rapture happens, I'll put my finest out of it. Pop me some popcorn and put my feet up and watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's a solid. Atlanta's the one that everyone says is like the really good unhinged one, right? No, that's the Mormon one, right? Mike says, if the Rapture, do you go down or just up? I think theoretically just up, but I like the idea of just like Satan be like, come on, buddy. Like, let's be real. I'm going down for sure. So I'm not the first person to say this. It's funny because I said this in that video and then cut it. I'm not the first person to say this, but there's a verse in the Bible that when I was in it, deep in my religious trauma, used to frighten me. Which is that verse where it's like the Christian dies and is like about to go to heaven and like gets there and God and is like, oh yeah, and God's like, I don't know you. Which is like meant often when it's shared is meant as this like scare tactic, you know, like look at this verse. Guy got up there and thought he was going to heaven and God didn't even know him. And while I was in it, it was this deeply frightening thing. And now that I'm no longer in that bubble, that is the most comforting verse to me by far, because it seems to signal at a notion that a lot of the people that I know and have encountered, and unfortunately we've all encountered, that profess these ideas, but then are out there being terrible, horrible people, will then possibly, if everything they think is true, meet that end where they show up and they're like, cool, all right, I'm ready for my mansion in Street of Gold. And God's like, who are you? I don't know you. And that's a very comforting thought to me. Sam said, as a kid, I just always assumed Earth became hell because believers get raptured up and Satan already had dominion over the Earth or whatever. That's somewhat of the pitch, but like, if I remember my nonsense enough, it's like 1,000 years. No. The tribulation is 7 years. And then Jesus shows up, and then there's like 1,000-year kingdom of people just hanging out on Earth, because I guess heaven's not ready yet. I'm not sure. They're like, we got more work to do up there. Gotta get it done. Going down for sure, no comment. Sam said, as a kid, I read that one. Mike says the Rapture is going on. I better get around finishing FF10. Shiki said, honestly, the Rapture came and went years ago. We're living in Satan's domain, and he took no one else to explain the state of the world right now. That's, on the live comic show last night, Selena was talking about that as, like, basically the Mayans were right and everything ended in 2012, and that's why everything's just weird now. Soggy said, all I know is there's a blue shell in flames, and the quote, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. That's so good. I love every piece of that. He said, what do you mean heaven isn't ready yet? My guy over here laying on a fluffy couch watching us poop, as he said plenty of time. I don't know. But, and maybe Sam and Soggy can help remember, but I'm pretty sure, if I've got my childhood trauma correctly, you... after the 7 and again, churches fight over this stuff, so it's like it's different per each little brand, but like there's like 7 years of Antichrist stuff and then like crazy stuff happening, and it's like it's kind of like the last chance of like, okay, if you can still be saved during this time, but you didn't get the fast travel, so you have to live through this stuff, and then it's like crazy times for 7 years, and then God shows up, and then you hang out on the earth for 1,000 years, and then Sam says time moves differently for God. He's like the tree ents. Yeah. Don't be hasty. Jesus, well, of course that didn't. You can't fast travel when there's enemies nearby. Yeah. I used to be so terrified of the Rapture when I was a kid. It was something that occupied so much of my thoughts on a like daily, if not hourly basis. There is nothing more terrifying than the notion of like you wrapped into the thing of like worried that you're not good enough, right? Is this notion that you not being good enough is going to be proven by the fact that everybody that you know and love is gonna like suddenly be disappeared and you're gonna be stuck left behind. It was occupied my thoughts like to an insane degree, in a way that's like probably hard to explain to people of like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand, like, the paranoia that was wrapped into that. Tim said, I don't have to worry. I know I'm not gonna. Well, and it's like, it's not like I grew up in like a works-based thing. It was like, hey, it's not based on works. If you do XYZ, you'll be okay. But like, you still have in the back of your head, but like, but what if I wasn't sincere enough? What if actually, you know, I'm a big fraud to myself and others, which is like not something a 9-year-old should be carrying around. But you know, it is what it is. Like, I was, as part of that video, I was like singing that song as a bit, and it was weird to even like sing and then listen to the lyrics and realize just like how much of those lyrics are based in like, hey, be scared of this. Sagi said, funny you should say that. That's what my 9-year-old is carrying around. Yeah, it's a lot. But I did grow up with a sense of community that my kids didn't get, and I grew up with a sense of structure that my kids didn't get, and that stuff starts to get real. As much as we hate the answer of like, why should I do this? You know, oh, because it's written in this book, and this guy says not to do that. It starts to get real hard and interesting as a parent when you remove that structure, and then you're like, hey, don't be a dick. Like, why? Like, because you shouldn't be a dick. Like, and it's a lot of that is a lot of like personal growth stuff that like a kid does not have. Like, they don't have the like, not that they're not loving and kind, but like there is a weird evolutionary drive in them that is kind of like, what if I'm a dick? What if I just do that? And you know, in those times it would be easier to just be like, hey, God said so. Sam says, I remember being terrified I wouldn't be good enough, but everyone I loved wouldn't make the cut, so heaven would be super lonely. Oh, that you would be good enough, but everyone you loved wasn't. Oh, I didn't have that one. That's fucked. Heaven would be super lonely unless I could make sure everyone was saved. It puts a weird amount of pressure on kid brains. That's a whole backwards one I didn't even think of. See, I was too selfish for that. You're such a better person than me. Shiki said, I remember having a conversation about the rapture with my favorite Christian coworker, and we joked that heaven would be full of atheists and 100 Christians. Their moral compass came from wanting to care about people because we feel it's right versus helping people just to please God and be on his good side. Yeah, that's, Oh, what is that beetle thing? I don't think we've seen him before. Foggy said I shared the blue shell thing and Sam's meme thing. Okay, awesome. Sam says he's not a better person. I don't know about that. I don't recognize this beetle. I'm not sure we've seen him before. The 6-hour stream edit coming up. Do you still try to do the thing that I know other people told you they do? You were like editing in like double time or something? Seems like a nightmare to me. I think it's probably smart. Nice, you found an earwig. I do edit in double time, yes. It probably so much more wildly efficient, but it still feels wrong to my head, my brain. But, oh, well, the killer bug ran away anyways. 1.5 to 2 speed, depending on, yeah. But I guess you're just doing bigger edits than I'm doing too. But I'm not done editing stuff in a minute though. But I don't bother with that for shorts, yeah. I really love, it's the thing I found when I worked a lot with, Emmanuel. They're just like an insanely talented filmmaker, and just keeps getting better, right? It was always fascinating because they would spend so much time and put so much work into the... Oops, I need my Twitch window. Sorry, I tried to click into the map for this area and I made you guys all go away. It's sad. The rapture happened. It's 6 hours is the first Hollow Knight stream, so of course it went wildly long. Yeah. I am so excited for you to play more Silksong. I love that game so much. It's gonna take me a lifetime to get through that game. But, did you see the calculator I sent you? I don't know. Might not have. Vicky says, Jeff, I played more Silent Hill F last night. Is it good? Did you enjoy it? We're gonna be starting it today. Like peons, we had to wait to the actual release day. Well, presuming we make at least $70 today. I had to make sure we paid some bills first. We're madly in love with it. It looks very good, and I've heard amazing things. It's been a whole week. Oh, okay. Do not do fire on the mantises. Oh yeah, I did see that calculator. I started calculating how much time I save for viewers with edits to see how much value spending so much of my time life editing actually adds. For streams I've cut over an hour apparently. Yes, I did see your that was the most Jeff-ass thing I've ever seen. Of just like, hey, I've found a way to calculate. That was me on Tuesday. Getting way in the weeds on it, like when we had like so much just like manual labor that needed to get done, and I was like deep in the weeds on a formula to figure something out. That would have been helpful, but Selena was right to be like, "Hey, buddy, can we can we work out like actual work?" I'm like, "What? I want to know how to calculate this." She said, I'd suggest playing it on story though. Is it just like really, really hard and difficult? I don't think I can talk her into that. She gets very, no, I'm going to play the game as intended. Sometimes, and then sometimes she's just like, yeah, it's hard on story. I don't know how hard mode works. Oh, is it story mode and hard mode? Yeah, I imagine she'll click story then. She usually doesn't purposely go for hard. Yeah, we'll get some food. We should be, because you're like, what, 7 o'clock tonight? My hope and goal is that at least by 6 we'll be up and going. So, maybe a little earlier than that, but... And again, all that dependent on how money flows today. Very good, though. I'm excited to see her play it. Yeah. I think she's going to have a blast with it. And it's... I think we need that. Because we came out of the Silent Hill 2 thing. She was doing a lot better and happier with like coming out of that thing and like having that thing of like, nope, every day we need to stream every day. It was like a really fun period, so I'm hoping it catches her in the same way, because that was a lot of fun. You don't do fire on them because it heals them, Jeffrey. Okay. It has been a week of me like trying to talk to people in the store about Silksong, and everyone just wanting to talk about Silent Hill F and how excited they are for it. And I'm like, yes, totally, but can we talk about how well designed and amazing Silksong is? Can we still talk about Silksong? I love Silksong. It helps that I put another like big chunk of hours into it this past weekend, so I'll probably be where everyone else is after a weekend of just watching Selena play Silent Hill F. Have you seen my Silksong doodles? I saw the first one. I think it's gonna capture her pretty hard. Yeah, I'm excited. This music remains very good. Working on a 3 NPC drawing from the first town. That's cool. You're further than us, aren't you? I am, which is surprising because I'm so bad at it and I've not put much time in it, but I think just you guys haven't put a lot of time in either. Gonna do an elixir now, just sending you barrage doodles. Thank you. I would love to see them. Fortunately, I gotta work. I don't recommend it. I'd love to take a week just to beat it. I'm really enjoying the pace that I'm taking it at, which I saw someone else kind of talk about, like that first weekend where everyone was like, oh my god, this game is not fun and it's not like challenging hard, it's just punishing. But those people had, like, the second the game came out, had gotten to like where I was at and further, and I would hate this game if I was playing it like that. I don't, just because you insist on being a good person. Let's take a week, just speed it. This is my busiest week of the year. That's fair. I've got one of those coming up. A Thunder Rod. Okay. I don't know. I would need to cast Thunder over and over, and I have an item that does that, so that's what that does, but we have it, I guess. But yeah, it's like if I played Silksong and felt that I needed to beat it within a weekend. Here's a crazy concept. I'm playing Silksong, having a great time with it, assuming that I will probably at some point hit a wall that I won't beat it, and then that's fine with me. And then maybe I will beat it the next time I play it, years later. It's a beautiful and amazing game, and I'm so happy it exists. And people's relationship with games is weird to me. Doodle sent, the one with the two, has their character coming in the background. Awesome. Next says bleep bleep bloop bloop deet 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 doot 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 goes the nest. So it does. I don't know what it's a doze. Sagi says if you do nothing but shove yourself into it and smash your head against it, then yeah. That was the first weekend. That was the discourse. Sagi says I still haven't beaten Hollow Knight. Me either. But I can say it's like an incredible, well-designed. I haven't beaten most Souls games. The only one I did beat was at a time where I was like, very just like single. Oops, didn't have a lot going on, and so I just had a ton of free time. And I spent it all playing games, and as I beat that one, and if I set it up like something like this, where I did a little bit each week, I would definitely beat Hollow Knight and all the Souls games. Mike says, I'm super close to beating Hollow Knight. I believe in you. Although, it would fundamentally undermine the things I know about you as a person if you did. No pressure. What I know about Mike is he doesn't beat games. Baby Steps has a small place in my brain now. Look at this dude. He came ready to party. Mike doesn't beat games, but also platinums games. It's a conundrum. I've beaten 14 games this year. Nice. Oh, we were fighting a guy named Beatos as we were talking about beating games. That's fun. Aether says, oh wow, his chest has a chest. It's very predominant. wonder how many I've beaten. A number of them. There was a day where I would have been able to tell you, because I was so glued into your stuff, but we're not there anymore, I'm sorry to say. Backlog says 25. I wonder what his sign is. Yeah, he seems like a good time. How is Crystal Chronicles 2025? Yeah, time is weird right now. I don't know what to tell you on that. The idea of it being 2026, which we're moving slowly towards, is the most insane thing to me in the world. Here's a crazy thing. I don't think you were here when I was talking about this at the start of stream, Sam. I started this game a year ago. That notification hit my feed on like Tuesday. The post of like, oh my god, I'm so excited to start a new game finally. I hit a year, the year anniversary of it. This year has been so long and fast. To be fair, in that year, you've sometimes played 2 hours in a month. Yeah, no, it's been a rough year as far as that stuff goes. Well, it was a rough thing. I mean, we moved the studio home, which made sense at the time. It was the correct move to do at the time. But then in response to moving the studio home... What? Is that RIP stream? No, we're gonna keep streaming. I'm gone? Here's dragged, but it's being dragged by the Flash. I've been raptured? Welcome back, how was heaven? Did I dip out for a second? Welcome back, I must have. Yeah, it crashed for a bit and went to this. Oh no. Huh. I did, huh. Okay. Well, good to know. While this thing happened that you might not have even seen, what were you saying? Is it the actual... Yeah, that guy dropped a ribbon. You went, what? And then it crashed for me. It was kind of funny. Okay, I will watch that back. That guy dropped a ribbon. Yay, ribbon. Back out and save. That's kind of where I'm at. We saw the ribbon. Yeah, and we weren't even... But I need to make sure that's the actual... Because of translation nonsense, I need to make sure that that's a possibility. And then we saw the ribbon and then the stream dropped. Yeah. It's because we were fucking with fate. Like, that's some insane RNG. Ribbon... Sorry, I have to now research to make sure, because sometimes the translation's wonky. I have to make sure that that is actually the correct thing. Ribbons are quite possibly the best armor piece in the game. Statistically, they offer decent defense for the head slot item, no weight or magic penalty, and a very nice boost to magic defense. However, the true power of the ribbon is that it grants resistance to all 8 elements. Note that unlike its use in other games, this offers no special protection against status ailment. Oh, well, fuck. All right. Caused by enemy attacks. So it still won't help us from that stuff as much as we were questing specifically for that. Well, fuck. All in all, it's a great piece of armor to give to your mages, especially your white mage, who will want to keep alive you. She can heal everyone else. You can find more by killing Death Raiders this way we just killed, or Lamia Queens, both of which are plentiful in Pandemonium. If you're really lucky, you might win one when fighting Lamia Queen earlier in the game in Altair. We weren't that lucky. But yeah, they do drop there. There's only one ribbon in the game that you can get not by them dropping it. Which is what we were questing for. But we got one. And so, yeah, I think exiting is unfortunately the move here. But we'll go back in, and then we'll crazy. That's some significant process. I feel like we still quest for... Sorry, I'm trying to find this down. There it is. I still feel like we quest for ribbon number 2, probably. But we have ribbon number 1. It's sad that they don't do the precise thing that we were hoping they would do, that they do in every other Final Fantasy game. But still. Yeah, let's rest. Is she equipped now with a ribbon? She sure is. Yeah, because if we put the second one on our massive dude bro guy who can't heal and bring everybody back, but like it is the powerhouse that can, you know, fight us through a battle, that will help. The status ailment's not being affected by it though. That's frustrating, because that was again the one thing that we were hoping to combat. That's the thing that like ends runs through here. Alright, so I'm gonna swap him with the blood sword, and then I'm going to give Sam the most powerful sword in the game. He's gonna dual wield the 2 most powerful swords, which is kind of badass, honestly. I think I need to switch them, because I think Sam is actually left-handed, if I remember correctly, is like a weird thing in his stats. Damage 166. Okay. And then he has the blood sword, which is our boss fighting weapon. Congrats, thank you. And make sure we save. And I'm gonna make sure we save again. Because you never know. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna do another hour, and see where it takes us. These guys are fun. It's so funny because I got the ribbon and you guys were all like, RIP stream, and I was like, no, I'll keep streaming. But it was because I went away. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, we'll keep going. It was great, yeah. Wonderfully well timed, yeah. She doesn't need to waste her fire on this. This has now presented a situation where, yeah, Jeff is now not hitting for much, but Sam should be a straight up killer. Yeah. And then when we hit things where we're fighting things that have just insane amounts of HP, that's where Jeff will come in handy. Which should help for our ability to take down bosses. It still doesn't help us in the world of like, hey, we need to avoid status effects, which doesn't seem like this game has an answer for, which is frustrating. But, you know, what you gonna do, I guess. We keep getting stronger. Cast fire on nobody. Do. Down there. Being silly, that's why. My favorite thing about this game, though, is that so few people play this version of this game that it's so hard to get any actual factual information about it. And it's you're in a constant state of just like reading things about it and then reading a forum later that like contradicts it. Because it makes sense. I mean, this game didn't come out in English, so like very few people on English-speaking places and websites have played this game. Because, you know, why would they have? So, the window, weirdly enough, the window when I was a kid, prior to the PlayStation 1 version coming out, that where like emulators and translations were ubiquitous, is like the one window where a lot of people played this specific version of this game. But all the time, like before and since, you know, people have mostly played like these days it's probably mostly the Pixel Remaster, and then forever it was like there's a Game Boy Advance version. Jeff, did you see the State of Play last night? I did not see the State of Play last night. I didn't even know there was a State of Play last night. That's how unconnected I am right now. What was in the State of Play? Tell me the highlights. That's Sam's favorite thing to talk about, is the big one with Wolverine. Oh, nice. That game should make $1 bazillion, and then it's going to come out and they're going to say it wasn't profitable. They're like, well, we spent $1.5 billion creating it, so turns out it lost money on that one. Wolverine looks insane. Nice. Mike says the next Returnal. Oh, I'm someday. It's gonna be many moons from now, but someday Sam will get a PS5, and then he's gonna be like, "Why did this copy of Returnal show up on my?" And I will be like, "Just play it. Just play it." I'm very excited for more Returnal. Cheeky man with the same for one. And for two, I'm not saying you're gonna buy one new. I'm saying like when it's like PlayStation 7s are out and you can pick up a PlayStation 5 for a song, you're probably gonna be like, yeah, I might as well. Returnal is so good. You're checking out of consoles? Okay. Returnal's is a very good game. I wish I lived close to your comic shop. I want to take my boyfriend there. He loves comics. Awesome. What comics are your boyfriend into? What is your boyfriend into? I don't like things going digital only. I mean, I agree with that, but like, we kind of like a console or two. That was the issue. A console or two ago. Because like there's been discs, but the discs just like install a digital copy. They don't like run off the disc. Leaned into anything further, but also made a Marvel and DC stuff. If what? See if it's probably wildly out of print these days. See if he has a copy of one of my favorite all-time comic books, which is not like on the nose furry thing, but it is called Spencer and Locke. It's basically Calvin and Hobbes meets Sin City. It's the best elevator pitch for it. It is a Calvin and Hobbes type book, but it is like with like super serious detective guy who has a panther partner who is also his stuffed animal. It is like one of my favorite things in existence. Otherwise, any game I get to play in is GOG. Yeah. Nina almost had me sold into getting Jeff Landshark or whatever. It's very cute. Jeff is great. He says that sounds familiar. I can go through his collection someday and see if I can find it. Yeah, it was an indie comic written by David Pepose, and it's, I think, out of print now because that whole company went under, and David's like a big time writer at 1,000. He knew better than that. Why am I healing these guys? He's a huge writer now, but like, that was his first comic book, and I love it. Better let me text him. He's in Raleigh right now, doing his schooling for Seawell license. Seawell license. The schooling for C. I need help. Seawell license? Is it a license Seawell? I don't know what that is. I was like I put the I don't know what that is, but that's the title. Okay, I was trying to do the programming language C, and then I was like, but that word well does not help with that. So I was like, what is the meaning of these phrasings? I don't know, but that's okay. Yeah, it's called Spencer and Locke. I might still have copies floating around. I don't know how hard it is to get. That thing rules. And then I wish I would have known, because I might still have them. I have no idea where they're at. I bought a collection that had a lot of like really pretty rare old school furry comics in it. and I didn't have a place for them. I don't know where they ended up though. We might have sold them, but that would have been something that, had I known, I would have just sent them your way, because like that kind of stuff is like has value, but is like the people, finding the people it has value with is like so hard. And then if it's one thing if I have a bunch of money baked into it, but if I don't have a bunch of money baked into it, I'm not like sitting there and like being like, hey, I found this thing that is something for you and specifically you. Now pay me all the money for it. Like, that's just an asshole move. So I don't do that. It apparently involves water service certifications. He's learning about well rehabilitation, pump installation, well development, and the extending of casing. Oh, nice. Yeah, I wouldn't have recognized any of that. Feel educated. But yes, either my least favorite thing to do in the world is shipping, but I do it. I can always ship stuff out. And my favorite thing to do, I hate shipping. It's something broken in my brain. I hate shipping, but my favorite things to ship are when I'm just shipping things and I'm just like, here, friends, have this. Sometimes it helps me get all my actual shipping for work done. Part of my weird demand avoidance in my brain, I don't know. Where I'm just like, hey, this is fun stuff for friends. I feel you, yeah. Tim said I need to make scenes today and record announcement videos. I fell so very far behind. I believe in you. You can do the thing. This is the problem of giving Jeff the Bloodsword, is in situations like this, he's not very helpful. But what's she gonna do? He needs it for the fight ahead. And anyone we face that we can't like rightfully deal with, we need to have that thing equipped. So this needs to probably be our loadout, with the exception of maybe we get multiple ribbons and then we equip more people with them. But again, the ribbons unfortunately don't do the thing that we thought they would do in the first place. Tim said, I thought it'd be funny to visit the shop whenever we go to see Kaylee's friend that adopted Luna. Like 3 hours just from there, and then I realized I could walk in and talk to Jeff and he had no idea it was me. I probably would not. Yeah. I would probably... Enough would trigger in my brain off of your voice that I would be like... My brain would be like, something... You should be categorizing this in some specific way. But then I would not have the information of how to catalog that, and so I would just be like lost and would probably treat you like a regular customer. He says he would more than likely recognize your voice. I would, but I wouldn't have the context to place it in. So you could get away with probably pulling that over on me. I am who I am as a person. That would work. What about me? Probably similar. Now, if you guys streamed with video, I think I would be okay to be like, oh shit, hey, what's up? But when people came in the shop, I would recognize your old man voice. You're allowed to treat me like a regular customer anyway. Well, yeah, you know what I mean, though. Aether uses cam sometimes. Yeah, if someone uses a cam regularly, I'm more likely, like when Soggy, now it helped that Soggy was like, hey, I am coming this day. Like when Soggy popped in, I was like, hey, Soggy, with, you know, it's like I knew who that was. But he also gave me the context of like, at some point today, I am going to be wandering in your store. And I don't know how well I would do this stuff. I really struggled, as much grief as we give superhero shit for the mask thing, when we went from COVID to non-COVID and people were suddenly coming in not wearing masks. I really struggled knowing who a lot of those people were. And they were people that I was seeing weekly forever, and they came in and be like, hey, and I'd be like, hi? I was so confused. I was like, which they didn't have to place context for me because I was still the dude behind the counter. And I was like, oh, you're that. I had no idea who they were. She uses Jeff going into the selfies channel every day, starting today, so he doesn't forget what we look like. It's true. Well, it's weird. Like, I really, I'm pretty big on both like faces and voices, but like linking the two is really hard if it doesn't happen. If it happens asynchronously, it's really hard for me to place the two together. And I just this is a shirt with the dash. I'll just wear a shirt that says sincerely and see if you connect the dots. That's just a shirt with the dash on it. Remember when I thought that you were just like the laughing emote or whatever? If you showed up as that guy in a full-on like Burger King mascot type way, I'd be like, "Hi Sam, what's up?" Yeah, your version of or my version of what is the thing you use to make Twitch easier to read? The FLZ or FF, whatever the Twitch thing is. All right, we should be coming back now. It's weird that, yeah, I dropped frames. I think the internet blinked. There's something weird. It only gave one of us an ad. Oh, you have a sub and oh yeah, that's right. That you're welcome. Oh, I know better than to go in this room. Guess it doesn't matter. Thank you. Oh, Sam, I have a request, but not this week because you have enough happening this week. I need a bee emote for whenever. Ideally, it'd be fun if it was a emote of your mom with a bee, but I will just take a bee emote that I can do with the emote of your mom whenever you mention your mom in the bee game. FFC is the thing you were thinking is for Frank or Face C. Yes, what I was saying when all the frames went away and the internet cut out. They're like taking all my spells? Or is it permanent, or is it just for this fight? What is happening? I feel like this happened once before and it was fine. Oh, that Pride one is cute. There you go. Yeah, I don't have that one, I don't think. Or does everyone have that one? I'm not an artist. It's such a huge job. I learned people let people down. Yeah. I'm just getting wrecked by these chimeras for no reason. Hi, Pete. Hello. Thank you for all the slow links. Pete has been lounging on the bed next to us this whole stream. Sam said what you're talking about is FSD. Yes, what I was saying before everything crashed and died was that my version of that is like I wrap onto like weird things like the colors of like for some reason Sam is always red and Shiki's always green in the stream, and it's stuff like, and Aether's always like red but like a darker red. And then one day everyone realized that and started fucking with me and just changing their colors, and it was a bad day. Lucky for Jeff, you missed our purple era. Yeah. I struggle with change. Alright. Do I need to let you out, dude, or are you still chilling? Still chilling. He can't just, like, ask to be let out like a normal person or a cat. He's gonna, like... I just wanted to let you all know that I couldn't remember where I was at in this room of this particular dungeon, and then I hit the button like I was playing Silksong to pull up the map. That's where we're at right now. No, I have to let a cat out. Right back. This is Selena's latest Goodwill find. It's terrifying. She likes clowns. He moves. His head moves. It's terrifying. It plays It's a Small World. It's probably not picking up at all back there, but it's terrifying. I mean, he does move of his own volition, but I mean, just when you turn the turn key. He says it's a small world because he's closing it on you. Oh my god, Sims, oh my god, I'm sorry for this, light it on fire. Yeah. No, it's just in my bedroom. It lives here, I guess. Oh, it's not of his own volition. I mean, it feels like it. And then sometimes I know enough about these old music boxes that at some point it is just gonna like kick on a little bit because it's gonna something in the mechanism's gonna give a little bit, and so it's just gonna turn on at a random moment, and then I'm gonna be so scared. I have no idea where I'm at in this particular map, so I'm gonna try to figure it out. I've completely lost the plot at this point. Jade Passage. Okay, yeah, I'm going... Yeah, okay, I remember now. I remember now. Fine. She says, I was to inherit my grandmother's clown collection when she died, and I got it from my grandfather. I live with my ex. I'm sure we all know where this is going. Oh, okay. Gotta remember to take more Dayquil? As long as you don't see the Hat Man. Oh, or is that Benadryl? I don't know. My grandma who just died had a whole bunch of clown stuff, and everyone's like, here, Selena, you can just have this. And some of it even she's like, no thank you. Because it's terrifying. A student drinks tea. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I love NyQuil. I think NyQuil is amazing. I think NyQuil is the best part about getting sick. Dayquil's fine. But there's nothing better than being sick and being able to be like, all right, I'm about to punch out. And then you just take NyQuil and you just sleep. It's so good. NyQuil got me through college. Yeah, the first time my ex-wife and I separated was like very early on, and I was like so young. Like, I wasn't even 21 yet. I didn't have the life skills to deal with all the stuff. I just couldn't sleep too, and I was not old enough to be married, let alone old enough to be navigating divorce. And I couldn't sleep, and then I would just drink NyQuil every night until I fell asleep, which I don't recommend. That's not what it says to do on the bottle. That's in fact a very bad thing. But that's how I got through that era of my life, was that and Twilight. That was when the Twilight books were coming out, and I was just like, all right, let's go. She said, yeah, it's gone. I stored it at his mom's and tried to get it back after I left, and I couldn't. Jesus, that fucking sucks. That's stupid. Ether said I fell asleep in my chair. NyQuil knocks me the fuck out. Yeah, it's so good. I love it. As someone who struggles with sleep, I love that ability to just be like, and nope, we're done now. I just wish sleep worked the way it worked in Bethesda games, where I could walk up to a bed and be like, I would like to sleep for 7 hours, please, and then hit a button and then do that. Kiki said I used to have to take NyQuil to sleep. I took it on accident once during the day because I was really sick and I grabbed the wrong bottle. My ex berated me for it because you wasted your whole day sleeping. Left my ass off, bruh. I had undiagnosed pneumonia and was half dead. And also, fuck that dude. Fucking sucks. I'm moving from that to say, did you know they came out with a SleepQuil? Yes, I have been very careful not to admit to myself that such a product exists, because I don't think I know if I started, I would just be taking that and that can't be good for anybody. Sam is back. Hello, Sam. He said I saw an ad for it and was like, well, good thing I'm broke. Yeah. If that would have existed at that time that I had a problem with NyQuil, because there was enough people in my life who were like, what are you what are you doing, buddy? But if that would have existed, I would have just been like, okay, all right, we're just gonna take this. Again, your ex needs to get change thrown by King from Tekken. Bike says I wouldn't wish that on. Why are you blue? Because Because he heard me say that the colors matter to me. That's what happens when I talk about it. I'm blued out, yeah. Dabba dee dabba da. I forgot it was a thing. I thought you were Ellis. Thanks, Jeff. This is my life. I will say, after switching the swords around, we were having a much worse time through here. But here's my conundrum. It does make it hard. The correct move to probably do is the loadout that we had before, and then once we get to like, okay, it's boss fight in time, to then switch the loadout. Is probably the optimal way to do this thing. However, that would then mean I have to remember, and that's what got us murder-related the one time we went for the ribbon, is we were not decked out to fight a boss. So, and we can survive these fights with being decked out for the boss fight. They're just not as efficient. And then we should probably do that though, because that friction will cause us to level up and get to where we're better off for the boss anyways, right? Body slammed. I kept reading Leica as IKEA. I was like, body slammed IKEA. It's not. Body slammed like a bag of ice in the summer. On repeat, to the beat. Yeah, I'm Ellis now, whoever that is. Yeah, the colors are confusing when people change colors. I continue to contend. The FFZ thing intrigues me if I can go in and customize each person. If I could like make it so that I see like a big version of like an image that I associate with that person every time. My ex-wife, who's a lovely woman, does this thing that cracks me up that I recommend to anybody out there if your life needs more whimsy. Every person in her phone contacts has a different cat image associated with them. Like she's picked, and she works really hard to like associate the cat image with the person's like overall oeuvre and personality. And so if you look through her phone, she's just talking to cats, whether it's a work conversation or, you know, having to deal with me. It's just a lot. She's just talking with cats. So you customize a lot. I don't know if you can go that far though. You'd be able to. I think, at least. But yeah, I strongly recommend that approach to life. Like, because do you have an annoying coworker that you have to receive text from? What if that annoying coworker was just a sassy cat? Jeff, did you kick Pete out of the bedroom? He wanted to go. Hello, Selena. Guess what I was showing off to everyone, though? It's Sam's new favorite thing. No, I did not kick Pete out. He wanted to leave. I waited till he asked. Sincerely, Sam has banned Jeff to the bog eternal stench. Is that all it does? The smell? Oh, believe me, that's enough. But the worst thing is, if you so much as set a foot in the bog of stench, you'll smell bad for the rest of your life. It'll never wash off. Still have to add a space to that. Yeah, I need to work on that. a fate worse than taxes. I do have a pretty Labyrinth steelbook now that I got on Father's Day. It's one of my favorite possessions. Also, yes, Pete came out here and started aggressively chewing on plastic, so I figured he was mad at you. Not at all. Like, he got up here, and I talked to him, and he was right here, and I was like, hey, man, and he slow blinked at me, and then he hopped down, and I was going to let him just chill. I'm sorry it woke you up. I love you. I was gonna let him just chill in here, and then he asked to leave. He actually asked to leave rather politely, which is very unlike him. He was just at the door like, hey. He said Texas it's a fate worse than Texas. I guess he's decided it's time to wait. I'm sorry. Maybe he could sense that Sam was upset by your clown. And he was like, I gotta go tell Mom about this. Both Bug and Waffles were asleep on you. Aw. I'm not gonna do that because that would heal him. Miss Dog sitting? I mean, you've got a bazillion things going on, but you can always do it as a side gig. You could be a dog walker. Run a doggy daycare. There was very shortly before I started selling comics in the location that I sell comics at, there used to be a dog groomer in that building, and it makes me sad whenever I think about it because, like, there was no overlap at all. But what if there was? What if I lived in a world in which I could be like, I'm gonna hang out with these puppies for a minute. I'd rather do it up north, though. This area is not ideal for my pheno. Yeah. I'm always amazed, and it's, you know, we're going through a rough time. We didn't stream it all last week just because of everything that was going on, and just like how taxing day-to-day life was with everything going on, and like we live in a very rural. We're in a very, I say very blue state, but it, you know, that like a lot of them did not go blue the last time, but we live in a fairly blue state, but we live in a very red area of that, and so it's been as you can imagine, it's been an interesting time. I'm always like pretty amazed though, like how you can find good and amazing people wherever you're at. I don't even know if that's like what you're referencing or talking about, but like they're out there. I think we need to get better at building IRL communities, and I don't know yet quite what the answer to that is. You're spot on. Okay, yeah. Miss these couple of Great Danes I used to watch, couple of Love Bugs. They really thought they could fit in my lap at the same time. That's amazing. Yeah, it's been a tough season. Tough year. And yeah, I think we need to get better at figuring out like how to build some IRL spaces that are where people can meet up. I think the big struggle we're gonna have to find and figure out, though, is that, like, unfortunately, capitalism exists. Like, we can't solve two problems at once, right? Like, that exists, and so these spaces have to make money, and so we have to figure out how to... Oh, she's just out. We have to figure out a way to, like, do a thing where we can, like, whether through nonprofit means or through, like, setting things up as stores or places that make money, we have to find ways to, like, carve out and make these spaces. And it's rough because it feels like a lot of people in our tent are either completely not in the position to be able to spend money, or in some cases, like, convincing them to is really hard. Sam says socialism and communism also exist, though. They do. I just, in the meantime, I do think in some ways that could be the end goal. I don't see us getting there if we don't figure out how to build community first. Cletus says, what if I manifest capitalism to just not exist, though? I mean, I believe in you. Also, Jeff, speaking of capitalistic needs, can we maybe perhaps possibly stop the store to get more Dr. Pepper before we leave? Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. We'll go to the Stabby one. There's a place by us that's gotten a little stabby, but it's like the easiest place to get in and out. Nick says people are struggling to afford essentials. Purchases down on entertainment luxury across the board. Yeah. It's real hard out there right now. This said my roommate made a choice last November that made me think he secretly hated me and my boyfriend, so I've been living in fear that I was going to become another statistic. If you get me, that sucks. I'm really sorry you're going through that. What? The stabby one? Oops. He does that, it'll heal them. Yeah, I don't know that stabby is maybe not the best way to describe it, but it's like... Hell, even purchasing essentials down, yeah. It took him being affected financially for him to come talk with me about how stupid he feels. That's so frustrating. I would be so mad. People are skipping meals and missing bills, yeah. Yeah. It's tough right now, and I don't know exactly what the answer is, because we do need to do some IRL base building, and we do need to, I think we need to use those tools like that are used to build coalitions on the other side, to build coalitions that then, you know, can work together. The problem is, like, on one, like, if I said, like, hey, every Sunday we're all gonna show up at this thing, and then give me 10% of your money, and then I'm gonna take a lot of it and live a pretty lavish lifestyle, but I'm also gonna take a lot of it and use it to enact political change that we all agree with, because we're all part of this club. You all rightfully would be like, well, fuck you. However, that's what we're fighting against. And in that trade-off, they get community and everything else. And then also they get their things fought for, they think. And it sucks. The comic store could be a good start. Yeah. The problem is it's support. The problem with the comic thing, though, is because people don't need comics, and then everyone's cutting essentials and then other stuff. He said, yeah, I'm choosing to see the silver lining. He's offered protection and such to me and my boyfriend more vocally. Is less of a jerk now, so there's that. It's just the emotional, intellectual labor of saying what has already been said while being the oppressed party, being exhausted, and most likely to be adversely affected is just a lot. It is a lot. That's so much. I'm so sorry you're navigating all that. Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to be. You're not weird in the slightest. We love you. This is a place where we full on dump the shit. It's basically been the religious trauma show. Burger says, just got back. Did you get your pretty pink ribbon? I did, but not in the means that we were meaning to. So I'm gonna go another like kind of 5 minutes here, and then we're gonna probably pull out again and assess what we're doing for next week. But we did get a ribbon. We didn't get it the way we thought we were gonna get it. We got it because one of these guys dropped it, which it has a very low chance of happening, but happened. So I'm leaning towards we start just making a run for it the next session. Now a big part of getting that ribbon the way we thought we were going to get it is that the thought was we were gonna have to fight that boss too, and that in itself would kind of indicate how ready we are maybe to fight the final boss. But we might as well just go fight the final boss and see how that goes next time. That's kind of where I'm at, is we just walk by that. We still have to worry about bad RNG. Because the ribbon doesn't protect from half the stuff that it used to, or it does in later games, so. Everyone's selling Aether. They're not weird. Yeah, you're not weird at all. It's not weird, it's extremely valid. He says you weren't being weird. We love you. Talking about unfun stuff and scary stuff is mega important, especially now. Yep. And Lena says, no need to apologize. Space to talk about those kind of things, and we support you. Yeah. Love you. Sorry, everything is on fire right now. I think the thing that's really tough right now and is that there's a whole lot of people so I have an overabundance, rightly or wrongly, I have an overabundance for sympathy for people that are stuck in a bubble and stuck in the wrong thing. It drives Selena crazy, but for me, like I grew up in that Republican bubble, and it took me a minute to kind of get out of it. And so I have a level of sympathy that like sometimes drives Selena absolutely crazy, and it is easy, unfortunately, to get hoodwinked. It is easy to like kind of when you're in the bubble, it's real hard to get like to think your way out of it. And then there's always like new ways that they're finding to like to slink people into the bubble, right? And so it's rough because some percentage of the people are like actual active bad actors, and some percentage of them are people that are getting hoodwinked. Now, I have way too much sympathy for those people because I remember being one of those people, right? And I will say, I have no problem being the person that has the sympathy for those people, so that people that are more adversely affected by this stuff can just tell those people to fuck off and not have to worry about feeling any empathy towards them. I got it covered, is what I'm saying. It's like, you don't have to, if you want to just write these people off because that's what's better and safer and easier than you. There are people out there that are feeling bad for these people, myself included. You don't need to. I got that, and that's my cross to bear. And I am a, present like a straight white dude, and so I have a lot of privilege, and I don't have to take these things on as like head on as a lot of people have to. And so let me be the person that's toiling for these people and worrying about them and stressing about them and giving them way too much grace. Because that's yeah, you deserve better than that. So my roommate could tell that I was done with him, and then he came to me and asked if I was okay. I let him have it. Yeah, probably rightfully so. He says, I'm not driven crazy by it. I just am exhausted trying to educate bigoted people who don't want to be educated and use that kind of conversation just to be hateful in me. Yeah, I mean, there's some percentage of that, unfortunately. Hit him with the do better. My favorite, when I used to say that a lot to people, is when they would like try to like flip that on me, and they would like say a whole bunch of stuff and then say do better at the end. But like I would be like, my stuff would be like, hey, give a shit about other people, and theirs would be like, stop being mean to me because I don't want to give a shit about other people. Do better. It's like, okay. Tim says, I feel like me and Ether talked about this a lot. This is basically our whole call last week. It's hard right now. It's a hard time. I think, it's like I am, again, I present in a way that gives me a lot of currency, but I have people in my family that are more straightforward gay or trans or whatever else, and then they're forced to be in these situations where they're, navigating these things with people who actively voted against them. And it's hard. And it's especially hard because then those people in some instances will then use them as props, and like when someone is bashing them about their views or who they voted for, they'll be like, listen, I have this trans person in my family or gay person in this family, so I care about them, but this is the, and it's like, and that hurts doubly for those people especially, but then they don't feel, it's a tough thing to like try to navigate and figure out. It's a hard, weird time, again, in a history. And it's like, as you look back at the history of this country, it's been filled with those. And the thing that I'm trying to understand is this stuff truly cyclical? Or did we never leave these times? Like is it a cyclical nature of like where we come out of them? Or is it just a thing where it's just like it's always there, but we went through stretches where you personally were not as aware of it, and that's what I'm currently wrestling with. there was an overall optimism to the 2010s that in the Obama era of things that I'm gonna be sorting out, like, because man, did it feel like things were moving, if not had moved, in the right direction. And did I just think that because I was, again, someone who passes as a straight white man? Who knows? He said, I think it really hit my roommate hard when I told him I was going through. He's not good at verbalizing vulnerability, and we talked about it, so I think I can trust him a little. He knows how genuine I am and expressed that he appreciated my patience and growth. Oop, restroom again, BRB. All right. Love you. Sorry you're navigating all this. Sorry any of us are navigating any of this right now. It's a weird time. Shiki says, book details are edited. Now we wait until it updates. Nice. Tim says really appreciates call. Hey guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I feel like next time what we do is we make a run for it. You're welcome for the stream. I think we make a run for the end. I think we bypass that ribbon. I think we go straight to it. What is our ribbon count right now? It's 1. But I feel like we have to try to get to the end and see where we stand. And maybe if we can get there, maybe we wrap it all up. He said, thanks for streaming. I noticed how strong your party is. No, I got this. Yeah. I appreciate it. We also leveled up a bunch today, by virtue of like just even changing equipment up. It might take us a minute to get through this stretch, but then once we do, like, it'll be like a slingshot effect. Because once we're facing less overall enemies, like, we're a lot stronger. So, appreciate you all. Let's see if we can go bug somebody. Like I said, we'll be live later tonight. I'm hoping by 6, maybe a little bit earlier than that. You never know. But the comic shop's open till 5, so not for then. And we're gonna be going and playing Silent Hill F, which let's does anyone have a raid recommendation? Because we did bit last week. Because it's yay, Silent Hill. If anyone has a raid recommendation, I will take it to bring these fine people. Got like 7 of us. We should go say hi to somebody. But nothing jumps. I'm not on enough these days to have the laundry list of people that I normally used to have. Yay, Silent Hill. I am excited to see it. I'm excited to see Selena play it. Dorky Duckle is the person we should raid. Have an author friend, Emission, playing Cult of Lamb. That sounds perfect. Let me go stalk them.
There you go. Join a cult, honey.
That's okay. We'll mute them for a second. Do a follow to make it easier. All right, we're gonna head over there. We have raid messages. They look like this and this, depending on if you're subbed or not subbed. Lena said, I'm so excited. I charged my Fitbit so I could watch my heart rate spike. There might be a way we can actually plug that into the stream. Nick said, I watched a bit of F. It seems pretty cool. I don't get why people are whining about the combat. It looks better than the combat in 2 Remake. Nice. It's 2 Souls-like? People are weird. It's hard, but it's smoother. I don't think it needs a Do you think it needs a rebalance? I'm excited to find that out. All right, we're gonna go say hi to Shiki's author friend. Blink hold the lamp. Be honest. Be kind. Be useful. Live a good life. We love you all. And we'll see you later tonight doing some Silent Hill shenanigans. Bye!